If you are an engineering student, you have probably asked yourself a simple but frustrating question. Why am I studying all these courses? You study materials science, manufacturing processes, production planning, quality control, and operations management. Each course is taught separately, often by different instructors, using different examples. But no one clearly explains how all of this connects inside a real factory. This video exists to answer that question. In this video, we will build a complete manufacturing roadmap, from raw material all the way to a finished industrial product. Along the way, you will see where each engineering course fits, why it matters, and how engineers actually use it in practice. This is not a video about machines alone. This is a video about engineering thinking inside manufacturing. To understand manufacturing as engineers see it, let us start at the very beginning, before any factory, before any machine. Every manufactured product starts with raw material. For metal products, this usually means iron ore, such as hematite, magnetite, limonite, and siderite. Aluminum ore, like bauxite. Copper ore, for example chalcopyrite, bornite, malachite, and cuprite. At this stage, engineers are not thinking about shapes or dimensions yet. They are thinking about composition, purity, and availability. At this point, the raw material still cannot be used directly. The next step is transforming raw resources into usable engineering metal. This is where materials engineering first appears. Engineers must answer questions like: what alloy composition is required? What mechanical properties will be needed later? How will this material behave under heat and deformation? For example, steel starts as iron ore combined with carbon and alloying elements. This is done by processes like blast furnaces, basic oxygen furnaces, electric arc furnaces. For aluminum, it is extracted from bauxite by the Bayer process. Then the Hall-Heroult process. After that, the desired alloying elements are added. Many factories rely heavily on recycled metal to reduce costs and to achieve sustainability. At this stage, engineers focus on chemical reactions, energy efficiency, impurity removal, and large-scale production control. The first time metal takes a physical form is during casting. Casting gives metal its first solid shape, such as ingots, slabs, billets, near-net-shaped parts. Common casting processes include continuous casting to produce slabs and billets, permanent mold casting to produce ingots, sand casting, die casting, and loss foam casting to produce near-net-shaped parts. This is where many engineering students first see a real connection between theory and practice. Engineers must consider mold design, cooling or solidification rate, shrinkage, and defects such as porosity and cracks to achieve the required product with the desired specifications. A billet produced during casting may later be used to manufacture a seamless steel pipe. Any internal defect formed at this stage will remain throughout the entire pipe. Casting is where quality is either built into the product or problems are introduced for the rest of the process. Even after casting, we still do not have usable products. Slabs, billets, and ingots produced by casting are only intermediate forms. The next stage is shaping metal using force instead of melting. In other words, after casting, most metal products go through deformation processes. For example, forming a giant shaft from an ingot. Forged parts gain strength through grain refinement. Steel slabs are hot rolled into sheets of different thickness. A billet intended for seamless pipe manufacturing may go through extrusion or pilger rolling, depending on the required diameter, wall thickness, and mechanical properties. This is where mechanics of materials, plastic deformation, and stress, strain behavior become practical tools, not textbook concepts. An engineer must decide: hot or cold working? The required force? Annealing conditions? Reduction ratios? Tooling design? Surface finish requirements? Incorrect deformation parameters can cause cracks, residual stresses, or poor mechanical properties. Deformation processes shape metal while also controlling strength, durability, and internal structure. At this stage, the shape may already be correct, but the internal properties are not. This is where heat treatment becomes essential. Heat treatment is not about changing shape. It is about changing the internal structure and consequently enhancing the mechanical properties. Processes include annealing, normalizing, quenching, and tempering. For example, a forged shaft may be quenched and tempered for strength. Cold-rolled sheets may be annealed to restore ductility. This is where phase diagrams, diffusion, and time-temperature relationships become powerful engineering tools. Two identical-looking parts can behave very differently depending on heat treatment history. Heat treatment engineers the invisible properties inside metal that determine performance. So far, most processes focus on bulk shape and properties, but the final tolerances and surface finish have not achieved yet. Machining is where precision is finally achieved. Machining processes include turning, milling, drilling, and grinding. Machining removes material to achieve smooth surfaces, tight tolerances, accurate geometry. Engineers must balance tool wear, cutting parameters, surface integrity, and precision versus cost. A forged or cast part may appear complete, but it is machining that makes it functional. For example, a forged crankshaft may have the correct shape after forging, but it still requires heat treatment to achieve the required strength, followed by machining to meet tight dimensional tolerances. Machining transforms rough shapes into precise, usable engineering components. Up to now, we have focused on physical processes. Now we shift to decisions that control how the entire factory operates. This is where many students struggle the most, because it feels abstract. But in reality, it controls the entire factory. Key topics include aggregate planning, master production scheduling, material requirements planning (MRP), capacity planning, and line balancing. These topics answer questions such as: when should billets be cast? How many rolling hours are available? Which machines are bottlenecks? Without planning, even the best machines produce chaos. Production planning synchronizes people, machines, and materials. Without planning, even the best machines and processes cannot work efficiently together. No product leaves a factory without quality control. Before any product reaches the customer, engineers must answer one final question: can this product be trusted? This includes dimensional and geometrical inspection, destructive and non-destructive testing, process monitoring. Quality control engineers must answer these questions. Does the product meet specifications? Is variation under control? Are defects systematic or random? Quality is not inspected into a product, it is designed and controlled throughout the process. Quality is not added at the end, it is controlled throughout the entire manufacturing process. Quality control protects performance, safety, and reputation. Now that we have seen all the individual stages, let's step back and look at the complete manufacturing picture. Raw material, metal production, casting, deformation, heat treatment, machining, planning, quality. This is why engineering courses exist. They all serve one connected manufacturing system. They are not random. They are pieces of one system. Once you see manufacturing as a connected roadmap, engineering stops feeling meaningless and starts making sense. Some of my already published videos zoom into each stage of this roadmap and explain it in detail, using real industrial examples and real manufacturing logic. The links of these videos are in the description below. If you want to understand engineering, not just memorize it, this manufacturing roadmap is your foundation. Welcome to Engineering Explained Through Manufacturing. Thanks for watching. If you enjoy this video and want to learn more about manufacturing, follow AlJazari channel. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe. See you again.